All right, good morning guys. Apologize for the terrible lighting, my ring light died. So that's part of the little errands I need to run today. But welcome back to my channel. My name is Lainey or Lainey Jojo. If you are new here, you should subscribe. I'm trying to get more consistent. But follow me on Instagram at Lainey Jojo and TikTok. I think it's at Lainey Jojo Taylor because I'm more consistent on both of those. I'm gonna try to just do, today's a rest day for me and also my low carb day because I'm carb cycling. We're in a mock like prep right now. Basically just a super aggressive cut, trying to get me not completely stage lean, but we're trying to see my tie-ins and my glutes and everything. So like very, very lean. If you're wondering why I look the way I do. Let's go do my fasted cardio. I have an hour. Every morning I do the elliptical because it is the easiest to recover from, especially because my food is so low and then my cardio is like so high, and then I still need to have energy for training because training is the most important part of my day. But when I do cardio, because it's an hour, I need to distract myself. So I start off I track my food for the day and like I pre-track it all in MyFitnessPal, like I'll log it so I can hit my macros. And then I will edit some content while I'm on it because it usually, especially if like the service isn't that great in there, like it takes a bit to load, so then the time goes by really fast. And then whatever time is left, I'll watch YouTube videos. Recently, I've been loving watching, so the Grow or Die podcast by like Justin Mahaley, they have like a YouTube channel, so it's just them like talking, and I love watching that. Or Kenzie Vance's old prep vlogs. She doesn't even have that many of them, but they're just like long as hell. So it's just like kind of something that like mindlessly have on and like kind of zone out to when I'm freaking dying. Anybody has any like, especially other like competitors, like if I'm doing my cardio for that long and like trying to get my heart rate up, I like watching like prep or like bodybuilding type stuff. Or honestly, if I'm just like sitting at home or like whatever, like I usually like having YouTube videos on or podcasts. So if anybody has either like competitors that they like to watch, let me know in the comments below because I would love to have more people to watch versus rewatching the same videos over and over, which is what I do. I'm gonna go do my cardio and then I will come back and chat with y'all. I need to go do some errands today, so I figure I'd bring you along for those. Yeah, I think, like I said, today's a rest day, but I have footage from a leg day from honestly like 2 weeks ago at this point that my friend Jacob helped me film. So I honestly might throw that workout into here. I'll talk with you guys after cardio when I am sweaty as hell. So we're gonna do that. Okay, I'm back, I'm showered, I washed my hair. I decided I'm gonna wear this dress. I don't know if it's gonna last me all day, but at least to do errands in a little bit. It's an Alphalete dress. It's like so soft. My one thing is like, there's no bra or pads or anything, so like, I can't really see my nipples, like it's fine. But I was gonna wear this and like a big hoodie, like a zip up hoodie, because I want to be comfortable, but like kind of cute, because it's a rest day. And I was like, well, I wanna like, wear normal people clothes, but it's still like activewear, so like I don't know if it really counts. But I'm gonna make my greens and my food because it's now 8 o'clock and I'm so hungry. I wake up at like 5:45 naturally most days. And then I've showed these before, but I use the chocolate flavored greens from Revive, and then they're GI Plus from Revive. These greens are especially important for me right now because as I'm in a deficit, I'm not getting a ton of nutrients or a ton of variety because I need to make sure digestion is great. I'll bring you with me to fill this up. I need to make sure my digestion's really good. This lighting's not gonna be good. This way, maybe. I need to make sure that my digestion's really good because I don't want to get like backed up or crazy bloated or anything like that. That could stall us seeing progress with everything. So I'll make up my greens and then I try to push it off as long as I can, just because like once I start eating for the day, like I'm more hungry. Like I am hungry when I wake up, but then doing the cardio kind of subsides that for a couple hours. Yeah. Oh, also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I self-tanned last night. I used the Tanologist I'm sorry if this is obnoxious. I'm like stirring my greens. The Tanologist, like the self-tanning like mousse, like the dark one. And it says leave it on for like 1 to 4 hours. And I only did like 2-ish, 2.5, just because I needed to rinse off and like get in bed. But I thought it was like perfect. Like the amount of time, like it was super even like my back. I posted about it on like my Instagram story and my TikTok, so you maybe potentially saw that there, but highly recommend. I put a little bit on my face too. So it's all nice and even, and I don't feel crazy pale. And I feel like it's like idiot proof or like beginner proof. Because I had never self-tan before, and I was like super nervous that I was gonna be like splotchy or streaky, but like I don't even have like self-tan hands. You know, like you see people and you're like, ooh girl, like your hands. It didn't do that. So yeah, I'm gonna drink this. I'm gonna make my breakfast. Is that annoying? I do that. When I film, I realize I like take drinks of my drink while I'm like talking. Oh my. I don't know if you guys saw the lights just flicker, but I like take drinks of my drink while I'm filming myself talking, which is probably really freaking annoying. Like I can wait like 30 seconds, but I'm gonna go do this or drink this and then make my food. Okay, really quickly, I wanted to share my breakfast because I feel like every time I show this, everybody's like, oh, what's wrong with you? So I have a packet of the Better Oats cinnamon roll flavored oatmeal. It's only 100 calories, 18 carbs. I think it's like 4 protein, maybe like 1 or 2 fat for the whole thing. And it's a good source of fiber because a lot of the foods that, like my carbs are so low, that I'm not getting a lot of fiber, but I need to make sure stuff is like moving through me. So I got a packet of that, and then 96% ground beef, and then almond butter and cinnamon. And I know it sounds gross, I know, hear me out guys, it's so good. And I was a little skeptical at first, but I love my sweet and like savory combo. Y'all know me, or like my beef and berries, all that kind of stuff. So if you're game, try it. Don't talk shit before you try it. It's so good. So I'm gonna eat this. I took all my supplements and then do a little bit of work, and then I think TJ Maxx is the first store I want to go to. Well, I want to go to Starbucks first, but TJ Maxx is the first store I want to go to, and it opens at like 9:30, so I'll probably just do some work until then. I'll talk to you then. You focus? Okay, I'm about to go run some errands really quick, but I wanted to show the fit because I actually like got ready today, and like I feel kind of good about it. I don't know what this lighting is gonna look like. We're gonna try to prop you up on my little hydro jug. Okay, we're gonna be crooked, we're gonna roll with it. Okay, so this is the Alphalete men's oversized zip up in medium. Absolutely love it. I have this in like 4 or 5 colors, 4. I live in them, and this is the Alphalete dress. I don't know what it's called, but the back looks like this, and it is so comfortable. And then I've got on, let me put this back on. I have on my little monogram L necklace. This is from Altered State, and then this is just from like TJ Maxx or something. And then I have on, I don't know if you can really see them, just like really cheap black sandals that I got from, I have literally no idea where. And then I've got my hydro jug that comes with me everywhere. So I'm gonna go get a Starbucks, go to TJ Maxx, go to Target, and then I'm gonna come back, and then I guess I didn't share this, but I've been working, and I have more check-ins and stuff to get back to and everything, and admin stuff later. Okay, so I went to TJ Maxx, and then I just left Target, and I was very successful. I actually initially came out to go to TJ Maxx because I need a ring light because my ring light died. I did not find a ring light at either of those places. Where the hell do I buy a ring light? But I found a chair for outside. I found a fun little like decor thing. I got some candles, and then a hair thickening thing. So it was super successful, but nothing of what I needed. And then I also just went to Target, and I swear every time I come to Target, at least like not on the weekends, I always get like the ground beef, because I get the 96% ground beef, and then I get chicken, and I always get it when it's on sale because there's like maybe 2 days left before like you need to sell, like the sell by date, and of course I'm gonna eat it by then. So that was on sale, that was great. And then I just got the couple of like grocery type things that I needed. I think that's all I got there. But also I got my Starbucks. I don't think I shared what it was. So I've been getting an Americano lately, but I'll get it half decaf because I need to like not be insane about my caffeine intake. 2 stevia, 2 sugar-free vanilla, and then I'll get a side of sweet cream, and I'll just do like a tiny bit, and then I can reuse it for the next like day or two. And Michaela yesterday said she used to do that, and she realized like it goes bad really fast. So I haven't had any issues yet. I don't know how long ago that one's from, but I don't know, I feel fine, it tastes fine, but I'm gonna go home now and I'm getting kind of hungry. It's like 11, and then also the caffeine's like really hitting me, so I'm gonna be chugging my water as I'm driving, of course being safe about it. So with the self tan and then like the hair now, like every time I wash it, like she had to dye it bright orange when she dyed it, like orange, like I'll put the video under here. So it was giving like slight Black Widow vibes, which I wasn't fully here for, but every time I wash it gets a little bit better. So especially like with feeling like actually tan now, like I fucking love it. And I know a lot of people have been saying like, I wasn't sure when you said you were gonna go brown, but like brown suits you. So I don't know, I am obsessed, especially because I'm actually like wearing like normal people clothes. Like I just feel so like put together and ready to go sit and grind on some work stuff and fucking eat some chicken right now. I'm so excited for some chicken. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys what I got while I'm waiting for my chicken and my rice to cook. Just got in the mail a package from Alphalete. I ordered another one of these sweatshirts. I'll show you guys. I think the color is called linen. It's like this like light, like creamish color. And I wanted to get it before, but with my blonde hair, it looked funny. But y'all, this color is stunning. And then like with my brown hair, I honestly might wear this the rest of today. These are so soft. Men's medium I'm an extra small, so I like size up for like an oversized fit. It is perfect. And then I think these are from Lane 8 maybe. They think they sent me another pair. I wear my white ones that they sent me. Oh yeah, it is. The white ones that they sent me all the time. And then they messaged me sending me that they're gonna send me their like new purple ones. And I'm not a purple girl, but I do wear a lot of like neutrals. This box really was, wow, it went through it. Oh shit, no, they actually sent me these. Oh, I love this color. It's actually the same as, it's pretty much the same. I think these are quite literally the same color. This is maybe a little bit more yellow, but oh my God, I'm obsessed. Oh my God, okay, thank you, Lane 8. I wear my white ones of these all the time. If I'm not training, doing cardio, because I have different ones that I usually wear for that. These are like just like my everyday shoes ever since I got them. There's not been a day I don't wear them. Absolutely obsessed. They're so cute, they're so comfy, they slip on. Absolutely perfect. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. I was a little nervous when they said that they were sending me these like, it's like a lavender color. And I was like, oh, I could like probably try to figure it out, like an outfit, but that is totally my vibe. So I'm gonna kind of put this stuff away and then flip my chicken, check my rice, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. Okay, so it's much later. All I've done is literally sit at my couch on my computer / phone and work for the last however many hours it's been. Actually, I went for a little walk around my apartment's like parking lot for like 30 minutes to get steps, just because it was a rest day and I'm exhausted. And honestly, I'm so hungry today. Like today is probably honestly the first day that I've just been like super freaking hungry. I think part of it is just because it's a rest day and I'm just sitting and I'm not like training, because like when I'm training I'm not hungry. Oh my goodness. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, it's like 8:22 right now. I usually get into bed at like 9 and I'm asleep at like 9:30, 10. So I'm honestly probably gonna sit on my couch. Maybe I'll study a little bit, but my brain's just so tired. And I feel like I did not film very much today. I didn't have a whole lot going on. So I figure I filmed a leg workout like 2 weeks ago. Like I'm still blonde in it. I'm honestly probably just gonna include at the end of this vlog because I have literally nothing else to include. I have no intro at the gym or outro. So I'm gonna just put that at the end and it's just gonna be a really awkward ending. So I'm gonna do the outro now. Thank you guys so much for watching this random freaking rest day haul. The workout. Hopefully you enjoyed kind of the voiceover, kind of chatting through stuff. If I seem like my thoughts aren't all together in it, it's because I just did the voiceover just now and I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go park my ass on the couch, study a little bit, and then go to bed. Okay. All right, what is up, guys? I figured I would take y'all through a voiceover glute workout since that is a massive focus in my training for bikini or the bikini division with bodybuilding. And I get a ton of questions about glute workouts and how I've grown my glutes so much in the past, like even past 6 months. So these are like the movements that I swear by. figured I would give a little demonstration and explanation for my setup and reasoning with all of them. So the first movement that I start with, because again, I'm really focused on trying to grow my glutes, so that's gonna be my first movement I can give a lot of effort and energy towards, is a Smith machine cos glute bridge. Now I choose a Smith machine because if you're using a machine versus a free weight like a barbell, you have much more stability. So you have that one path that the weight can move, and you can focus so much more on isolating that target muscle. So that's why I'm doing the Smith machine. And then I do a cos glute bridge versus a hip thrust, because the cos glute bridge is essentially that top half range of motion of the hip thrust, because you're keeping the constant tension in your glutes is like the key aspect of it. Now with a hip thrust, it's more of a power-based movement, and you're getting a lot more knee movement. So you're going to get more quads, because our quads flex our knees. We're getting more knee flexion with it. Now with the cos glute bridge, we're getting far less range of motion and less knee flexion, so it's going to be more isolated in your glutes when you're doing it. And then a little tip when you're doing a hip thrust at the top of it, or a cos glute bridge, at the top of it, think about you're trying to curl your pelvis up towards your head. Really weird cue, but it helped me so much with my glute mind-muscle connection. And then speaking of mind-muscle connection, I actually was supersetting them with these banded lateral steps to help with my, essentially the connection with my upper outer glutes. I really struggle with my glute mind muscle connection, if you guys can't tell. So I'm doing these. I do 20 down, 20 back. I make sure I keep constant tension in the band. And this has helped firing the upper outer portion of your glutes, and then having that slight hinge backwards in the knee bend is also helping me get a little bit of glute max in those as well. So y'all can tell the pump from the two of these together is absolutely insane, and I have the absolute best mind muscle connection. So if you struggle with them, highly recommend implementing. Now the side steps alone aren't going to grow your glutes, but it's helping you get a little bit better mind muscle connection for the stimulus with them. And also a little bit better pump, which can also help with the mind muscle connection. And then as you see, I actually tried to do one of my sets with the band. My band that I have is not heavy enough to actually really do much. The thought process behind this, and when I see other like competitors or, you know, women doing these, is it's helping them activate their abductors, so the upper outer glute, a little bit more. But again, my band wasn't heavy enough to really feel like it was doing much. So I would recommend you could just do a heavier band, or just doing a normal cos glute bridge to just get the glute max with those, and then get that upper outer glute, so the glute min and glute med with other movements. This is me saying the band didn't really do much, but I felt my glute max. And this is me in a second here, ever so gracefully trying to get out from under the bar. I quite literally spend half of my workout on the floor at this point. Absolutely no shame though. We gotta do what we gotta do for the glute gains, right? I feel like I gotta play the 4-minute song by Madonna. Yeah, I don't know if y'all thought that was funny, but I thought it was funny, so I thought I'd leave it in. But the next movement that I have is good mornings, and I do them on the reverse V squat. Again, I use a machine versus the barbell just for that added stability. So I can really focus on the target muscle with this is going to be your hamstrings, and then your glutes are also doing a little bit as well. I do have a little bit more knee flexion with these, so I get a little bit more glutes, but that's just how I'm feeling it best. So when you're doing these, you need to brace the shit out of your core and keep a flat, like neutral spine, or you're going to hurt your lower back. And you'll see with this and literally every other movement that I'm doing, guys, I add a tempo in there because it's not about, for me at least, with my physique focused goals. I don't have any actual strength goals. Everything is for my building my physique for the bikini division for bodybuilding. And it's about how you move the weight and the stimulus on the muscle, not so much the weight that you're moving. So I do these nice and slow controlled. This part of the clip was sped up right there, but I really focus on driving through my heels and hinging my hips back as far as I can, feeling that stretch in my hamstrings, and then driving through my heels to get my hips back forward again. And again, really focusing on my hamstrings. Any movement that you're doing, it is going to level up your form so much if you ask yourself, where am I trying to feel it, and do I feel it? And then keep adjusting and tweaking until you actually feel it in that target muscle. Otherwise, you're not necessarily wasting any time. I don't know what that was. You're not necessarily wasting your time doing that movement, but you're just not getting nearly as much as you could have if you actually focused on the target muscle. So next I have the dumbbell sumo squats. Right here, you'll be able to see the form better in like a minute, I think. But so essentially what I'm doing these is you're to work my tie-in, so the lower part of your glute where that's touching or inserting into your hamstrings, which are super important again for the bikini division, for bodybuilding. But when I'm doing these, I go nice, slow, and controlled. This part is sped up right here, but I'm adding like a 2 to 3 second tempo on the way down and back up as well. And I try to keep my hips directly underneath me. So then that gravity and everything is
all the tension essentially is right on my tie-ins, if that makes sense. And also keeping your core tight. Again, super freaking important, guys. We should always be bracing our core, whether you're doing a movement like this, whether it's a bicep curl, we should always be bracing our core. Here, the limiting factor for me is going to be my grip. And then also, I'm pretty sure I felt super lightheaded. This was one of my low carb days. Right now on this like mini cut / mock prep, essentially. So I'd had a number in my head of the reps I wanted to get, and I was frustrated with myself that I hadn't gotten them. So I kind of, got my breath back, kind of got lightheaded, however you'd phrase that, and then went again for those other reps to finish it out. And that's like a really big thing that I think helped change my training is I would set a number in my head. I'd pick a weight that scared the shit out of me and was like, there's no way I could get this number, but I'm shooting for it. And most of the time I either can get that number and it's just a fucking grind, or I get very, very close to it. And I think that's like the biggest thing, guys, was seeing so much the muscle that I've been able to put on in the past like 6 months is because of the intensity of my training compared to how it was before. So pick a weight that scares the shit out of you and then shoot for a number of reps that also scares the shit out of you. And a lot of the time you'll get so much farther than you think. It's all mental. And yeah, like I said, I spent a lot of time on the floor with my workouts, and my lips turn blue because I don't breathe very well. But as you guys could see before, again, that my hips were going straight up and down. That's super important for any movement that I'm trying to do for my like tie-in region, that I do like that straight up and down motion with my hips and keep my pelvis more so tucked, just so I can make sure all the tension is going directly onto there. And then the next movement that I have is the seated hamstring curls. I do seated over lying just because with the seated, especially when I sit forward in a second, like you'll see here, you're getting your hamstrings in the fully lengthened position versus the lying where they're not. So essentially what I mean by that is like if you're standing straight up and you bend forward and you try to touch your toes, your hamstrings are fully lengthened, right? So I'm getting that full range of motion. And I just also feel them better, and you can then move more weight. So I'm able to get more stimulus and then control it a lot better here. So when I'm doing these, I have that pad right on my knee and smushing my legs into the thing as far as possible. So again, adding all that stability. So the only thing that is moving is my hamstrings are contracting and moving that pad. And then also when you're doing these, focus on actually using your hamstrings. And think of like if you're curling your arm, like your bicep, envision your leg like that, because a lot of people when they do them, I can tell that they're getting a lot of quad in this movement, if that makes sense, and we don't obviously want that. So slow and controlled, especially on the way out, you'll see that I do like a 3 to 5 second tempo, and that makes a world of a difference in your hamstring development. And then last but not least is cable kickbacks, my holy grail for building a shelf. I do them a little bit differently form-wise than most of the people that I see on Instagram, and that's why I think these help me so much with building that upper outer glute, and why like y'all know like I'll post pictures and like you can see my upper outer glute like from the front if it's like a front facing picture. It's fully because of these. So you'll see if like I'm doing my left leg, the plate that I stand on is also on my left. I cross my foot over and then I go do that kickback. So it's kind of essentially like crossed over behind me. When I'm kicking back, I'm going back, but also slightly out to the left because I'm trying to get a contraction in the upper outer region of my left glute. So I want the line of my leg to be in that same range of motion. And then you can also tell that my hips aren't angled straight towards the cables. They're slightly to the left as well. And I'm trying to brace and keep my hips square to the floor the entire time too. And I think a lot of people with their accessory movements, they don't train them very heavy. You see that I'm going to literal failure with these. And I think that's what makes a world of a difference with them.